Hello. In today's video, we're gonna do a little spring reset because I'm starting over yet again. Please tell me I'm not the only one who watches all these spring resets and all these videos of all these people doing all these things that you should be doing, goals, maintenance things like hair, nails, whatever, finances, just so many things, and they do it all in like 1 or 2 days or whatever. They film it, they make it really aesthetic, really calm. Your girl wish she could, but I'm at my wit's ends. This is maybe my 3rd time filming this, and I'm just gonna keep it really casual, really just realistic, because though I do want to turn around my life, I just can't do it in a day. And I want to get back to posting, and I feel like there's a lot of people out there who feel like me, who are tired and exhausted and just want entertainment and fun and not to worry about all the things. So yeah, and I also think self-care isn't just about like beauty maintenance, because so many people do self-care videos and it's all about like their skincare and their hair care and their body care, which is great, fabulous, super fun. Not me. Things I want to talk about with you today that I'm so excited to share. And I may seem exhausted because I am. I've had a lot of low blood sugars this week, so my body's physically tired, and I had to do some blood tests because I'm a diabetic. Hi, if you didn't know, I'm Jessica Nicole Dickerson. I'm an actress living in Los Angeles, struggling managing all my hobbies, debt and diabetes, baby. It's a fun time over here. I want to create a fun spring TBR, and most importantly, I want to update my vision board and make it really like not aesthetic, but like fun to look at, so inspirational, because this is, I don't even know how long ago I made that. The first 3 months of this year were okay. It started off really good in January and completely fell off February and March. And yeah, mostly because of all the health things that I needed to do, but now we got my meds. Affordable medication, woo! We love, even though one of those prescriptions still is only month to month, and I'm like, why can't you just give me 3 months supply, pretty please? Like, as I was talking about all this, I realized I'm a little stressed, so I made a nice hot cup of green tea, and I'm going to journal for a bit because I want to focus on what's important to me, and then do my vision board, and then talk fun books with you. I also have a little bit of a book haul because I haven't told you about the books that I bought recently, so I'll also include those. The name of the game for today's video, peaceful reset. Eventually I have to figure out how to make this background a little bit more cute. I have lights up, but that's about it. Maybe if I turn them on, it'll look nicer. Ugh. Did that do anything? It did a little some. A little room update. I did finally get some Alex drawers. I'm very excited. So today we gonna journal. Not me buying coasters and then refusing to use them because I'm silly and forget that I have them. But let's do a quick little journal. I'm almost out of pages. I can't believe I've been trying to journal every day for like, maybe it's been like 6-8 months. Been doing a pretty good job. Honestly, journaling helps me so much with relaxing and really recentering myself, because I've come to realize as an adult, so many things in life will take your focus. Like, your friends will need help or want to hang out, or your family will need help or want to hang out, or there's just things that constantly come up and constantly need attention, and if you don't intentionally make time for yourself, you'll go weeks without even thinking about yourself or anything like that. And I feel like I did that in high school as well. I was never concerned about myself. I was always focused on getting a good grade, going to sports practice, and helping my teacher, and then going home to my family, and that was it. That's all I ever did. So I'm really happy journaling forces me to just focus on myself, and it not in a selfish like, oh, I want everyone to pay attention to me and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, no. It's like, okay, what do I want from life? I want ease, I want peace, I want comfort, and I deserve those things. Gosh darn it. The other day I went to FedEx and printed out a bunch of pictures. These are the ones I'm going to use for my vision board. This one I'm going to do for another DIY project that I have. I don't know. Maybe leave a comment down below. Guess what you think these photos are for. I'm so excited for this DIY. I wish I could do it today, but alas, your girl doesn't have time and I have work later today. Mentioning work got me stressed. Let me take a sip of tea. Here's a quick overview of my old vision board, and some of the pieces did already fall off. So notable people I have like Issa Rae and Zendaya. I love also Lynn Nottage, a playwright I love. I had a lot of travel photos, if you can see from over here, a lot of travel photos. About I think this vision was from 2 years ago. I really wanted to travel a lot more. Even though I didn't have the money to do it, I still ended up this year going to New York, doing my first solo trip ever, which really helped me see like outside of my bubble and outside of my perspective, and I want to do that more. But I don't think it relates to my current place in life. Right now I want to save money so I can be financially independent. I like obviously love acting, would love to play a princess, would love to be in a like a Static Shock reboot, or like in a superhero movie, or playing a princess, being in a sitcom. I have a fun sitcom picture right here. This stuff, though I do relate to it, it's time for it to go.
Hello friends, I thought I'd hop on here, and yes, I'm still sick even while editing this, so sorry. And also, here's my dog snoring. How fun. He's a cutie. He's literally living his best life, sleeping all the time. But I wanted to hop on and just say a quick reminder that you can start over whenever you want. It doesn't have to be on a Monday, or it doesn't have to be New Year's. It could be whenever you feel like you need a little reset. And I'm trying to make it realistic, obviously, in this video. What you didn't see is how many times I tried to film this video. I think I like literally tried to film it 3 times. And you know what? It took 3 restarts. But this one I'm committing to. I'm doing it. And I think the reason why I can stick to it, I'm making it manageable. I'm doing small things. Like, let me do my vision board. Let me make a TBR. I have a really small goal where I have to take off the legs on my table instead of just like leaving them on and shoving the shelf, my new shelf, underneath. So one day I'm just going to tackle that. Another day I'm going to tackle one other thing, and just approach life from this standpoint of, you know, I have time. Let's do it one step at a time. And hopefully within like a month, I will see a huge difference, and that'll keep me motivated and keep going, you know? So that's new with me. Let me know what you're working on. I'd love to know.
Something I used to do in college that used to motivate me is I would write my like TBR and like weekly plans or weekly schedule on a little sheet of paper, cut it out, and then post it onto my board and check it off. So it's like not only a visual reminder, but I have to like look at it every day. So I'm gonna do something right now. It almost didn't fit. Okay, now I'm just reflecting back on my artist journal, Artist of Life workbook, to see what my Q2 goals are. And I'm gonna just try and make a cute little goal list. So on here in the journal, I have healthy habits, weekly upload, and my substitute teaching tests are my 3 goals for this quarter. But I think I'm gonna add writing my play as 1 and take off the substitute teaching test, because it's more like an added bonus. It's not like a mandatory for this goal. That definitely doesn't look like a smiley face, but doesn't matter. So every day I can remind myself, these are the things that are most important to me. I mean, making money is also important, but it's not going to fill my cup. I think the last little list you guys might enjoy. Let's see. Gonna give myself tons of options to do things instead of watch YouTube. So let's start with ideas, because I have more ideas, not just the one play I want to write. For fun, work on Spanish. What else can we do? Go for a walk. Okay, I have 3 more to do, and the ones that I'm coming up with I don't really love, so I'm trying to think. Daydream. Do what you're avoiding. That's a really good one. And lastly, draw for fun. Boom. That's the board. Let me pin these. That's my girl. She's done. But that's it. That's her and all her beauty that I can look at every day. I might try and fill her out just a little bit more. So, it's a new day. And you might be wondering, what happened? after my camera died, I went to work and this happened to my voice. So I have been resting and I am no longer sick, but whenever I get a cold, and my voice sounds like this. And I also don't comment down that it sounds cool, because so many people at work and at school have always told me this, and I'm just so not here for it. I don't want to be sick. I want to be sick. Let's get into the book haul and the fun spring TBR. But I figured first, let me tell you what I'm currently reading, since I haven't updated you guys on that in forever and I don't even do Goodreads anymore. Currently reading A Touch of Chaos by Scarlett St. Clair, which is the Hades and Persephone series. And I actually have a reading vlog that's going to be coming out next week of me reading all of this, because I ended up reading the entire series in April and it was definitely the series I needed to get back into reading. Just so good, but it definitely by the last book becomes like a really intense fantasy. Like I'm shocked. Like the first book, fun vibes, so romantic, so like that, just a really fun, frilly, like really fast read where you're just so curious about these characters and how a romance will build, and there's a good amount of tension and things like that. And then it turns into this like literal almost war, which is perfect for me. I love me some good plot. And I'm still reading Dune. I was going to make a whole vlog about this, but I abandoned it because I've been taking forever to read this. I don't like the audiobook for this, surprisingly. So I've been reading it with my eyeballs, and I also abandoned it to keep reading this. But I'm 140 pages in. I really love this book. I maybe purchased more of this series, question mark, hang out till the haul and see what I bought. I may have made the mistake of entering a few bookstores this past few months. Let's talk about that. I've heard so many good things about this book, and I saw it discounted for like $5, and I was just like, let's do it. And that's Patsy. I honestly don't know too much about this besides that it's an immigration story and it talks about like family. I read the first few pages and I was just like, you know what, this is something I really want to get into. A story that's really like a deep character study, and but also talking a lot about immigration and motherhood. It's a very important story, and I feel like I haven't read too many stories like this, so I'm really excited to add this to my collection. The next book I also got really discounted was Heritage. This one I'm unsure if I'm going to love or hate, but it's a short book. I've been really getting into reading more just like, how do I say, profound literature. I like coming of age stories that aren't just for teenagers and new adults, but also fully grown adults or families or parent figures. There's a little theme happening here. I really want to get more into like really interesting character studies, basically. I feel like that's how I'm going to jump into more just general literature and fiction. This next one is such a flop. She's a stunning book. Tell me why she's the second in a series. This is why my checking account should be shut down. I should not be responsible with my own money, apparently. But luckily my library has the first book available, the audiobook, and then I have the second one. I thought this was going to be a standalone series. I was so excited for it. I think fake religions, like obviously like we are dying gods. There's just like a new era of gods in this realm is facing a lot of backlash. And it sounds very interesting. I like the conversation piece around like religion and or history that's been rewritten maybe incorrectly or is passed down incorrectly. It's a very interesting subject matter to talk about, how history affects our present and how we educate ourselves on it. It's just really fun to think about, in my opinion, even though it's a little scary in real life. But it's also fun to read in fantasy because it's not real. This damage can't be undone. But I had a gift card to Barnes & Noble, and what did I do? I bought more Dune books because I watched Dune 2, which I thought was so good. I saw a fan showing like an early access screening, and it was so good. It was, I think, much better than the first one, because I think the first one was trying to be way more of an action movie and not explain a lot of the things that were happening. And the reason why I love Dune is the conversations are so dense with information that it's kind of like fun to read and pick apart and then go to the thesaurus dictionary in the back and reference it and just learn a lot about this world. But I love science fiction. I love Christopher Nolan movies, and this is just giving me really interesting political conversations. And I have to read Dune Messiah because Dune 2, the movie, left off on a cliffhanger, and I want to know what happens next. And it's short, so hopefully I can read the first one and then get through this. And then I did also get the third one. This might have been a mistake, but I so far like the writing style and things, so maybe not. But I heard the first 3 books are the Paul Atreides stories. I believe we start to follow his children and children of Dune, so the Atreides family line, and I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. The brain is just so intrigued and must find out what's going on. Okay. This last book I actually had pre-ordered, and I knew I absolutely needed it, and that is The Partner Plot by Christina Forrest, one of my favorite authors. She's just such a brilliant writer. This is an adult romance book. It is second to The Neighbor Favor. Ooh. So we're following another green sister in this story. It's very interesting that romance has taken this turn to do companion novels following sisters or different people in different friend groups. I'm intrigued, but mostly because of the writer, not because it's still another green sister. Now, let's get into the spring TBR, because though these are all amazing, they're not on my spring TBR. Okay, the only book from that stack, my book haul, that I want to read this spring is The Partner Plot, because it's fun romance and I'm sure I can fly through it and have a really fun time. 2 other standalones that I really want to read because of the authors is People Person by Candice Carty-Williams. She wrote Queenie, one of my favorite books of all time. Definitely want to read her very soon. And Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo, solely because Elizabeth Acevedo is queen, okay? And the fact that I haven't read this yet is really just embarrassing. I have this cute book and oh my god, but have I read it? Don't come for me. Okay. I thought it would be fun to include not just like reading books for fun, but also some nonfiction and some books for research. So starting with my nonfiction books, I really want to take my acting career more seriously and learn and dive into storytelling in all aspects of my life, just so much more, because I think we have such a short amount of time in this life, and I really want to focus on being the best that I can so I can have the career that I desire and not being scared to really go all out for it, which I did technically do when I got my degree, my theater degree. I'm in massive debt because of it, but I wholeheartedly believe that this is something I really want to do. So I got some nonfic. Got An Actor Prepares by a famous acting teacher, Stanislavski. It's like the first book in a series, and I did start reading it at the beginning of the year and writing like lots and lots of notes, but didn't keep doing it. So hoping to keep doing it, something to read maybe every morning. And then I want to reread the Meisner technique. So it's on acting. Meisner is also a very famous acting teacher. I did the whole Meisner course. I really loved it. I think that's the reason why I actually know how to act at all, not because I got my theater degree, because I took this acting class in particular for a year, and I'm hoping to take another one very soon and just diving into acting more. So I want to reread this because it's been 2 years now. And then lastly, this is auditioning. This is by a famous casting director who auditioned a lot of Broadway shows and dives into how you can be a better auditioner, because auditioning and working on set, 2 very different skill sets, you know what I mean? So I really am looking forward to my big brain energy this spring. Hoping to read like maybe a book a month, maybe more. You know I have outlandish goals. I really shouldn't say more. Next. Okay, I have writing goals, and I think I just came to the conclusion when I was filming this video and looking at my vision board it may be unrealistic to think that I can start writing the project I want to start writing this quarter, because I'm really focused on getting like really basic things down, like eating, sleeping, exercising, getting my energy back up, being excited every day to wake up. And I think this will help me be excited, but it's not the priority. The priority is definitely eating and making that really easy and accessible, and same with waking up being really easy, having energy, because I think your girl's been, you know, you can tell by the amount of uploads I've been doing. She's sad, she don't have energy, and I'm trying to fix that, because there's a lot of things to manage besides hobbies, debts, and diabetes in my life. So it's just, there's a lot going on. There's a lot on my little plate, and I'm trying to clear it out and make it as easy and simple as possible, but quickly. Some books that I think would be really fun to read as research for this fun writing project. First would be 1984 by George Orwell, which I actually have never read. I know, embarrassing, right? Dystopian, that's all I gotta say. Next we have Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Again, dystopian. There's a vibe, there's a theme here. And then I also have Parable of the Sorrow by Octavia Butler. This one might be a little bit more of a stretch. But any of these, if I read any of these three, I would be so proud of myself, because I really want to read more dystopian literature for a very particular reason. I'm not writing a book, that's all I'm gonna say. It's not a book. And I've probably actually mentioned this project before on my channel, but like years ago. And I will definitely mention it as I work on it throughout the vlogs. But again, I don't know if it's realistic to try and tackle writing while also trying to tackle my little heart. Yes, I have maybe too many books on my TBR, but I don't care. The last few books are series that I want to finish. So I have Black Girls Must Die, Exhausted, Black Girls Must Be Magic, and Black Girls Must Have It All, which I have read the first two and really loved. And these are the books that got me into adult literature, but I have not finished the trilogy, and I really want to. I love reading just adult lit that really personally relates to me. It makes me feel good. I'm not the only messy girl out there. And lastly, we have this really fun YA fantasy that's also a bit dystopian, but more so it is definitely a high fantasy with like that kind of false religion topic that I was talking about, or false history, false teachings, and it's so good. I have read the Gilded Ones, but I have not read the Merciless Ones or the Eternal Ones, so I definitely want to read this whole trilogy, because this was a top favorite book of, I think it was 2020, but I haven't finished it, so I need to. What a weird organization system. But all of those books are the ones that I want to read this year, or not this year, lol, this spring, this next quarter of my life. And I'm hoping to vlog very casually as I read through them. As I said, I have my Touch of Darkness reading vlog coming soon, and I will be uploading more frequently. Sorry I disappeared. It's been a crazy time, but I think y'all are gonna help me stay accountable on my healthy, happy habits, which is probably something I'll mention in a later video. But those are the things I'm really prioritizing. Like, reading is something I definitely love and do for fun, but top priority is getting back into being an energized person, having good mental and physical health, waking up, sleeping regularly, eating regularly. Can I even speak? So yeah, that's the game plan. Well, I'm really happy if you watched this video, even if you stayed all the way to the end, or not. I mean, if you're not here, oops. But if you did, I so appreciate it. And I hope you're having a really lovely, wonderful day. And I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.